Have you ever wondered why some people work tirelessly all their lives, exhausting themselves day and night, and yet still only manage to survive? Meanwhile, others, with the exact same 24 hours as you, keep getting richer, freer, and happier? Where does that difference come from? Is it luck, a better starting point, or is it that they know a secret most of us have never been told? The truth is, whether you realize it or not, all of us are salespeople. The coffee vendor sells a cup of coffee. The phone shop sells a smartphone. And you, if you work a regular job, are selling your labor, your time, and your intelligence. The real question is, what price are you selling them for? Is the value you create being rewarded fairly? Or are you selling yourself too cheaply? This is the key distinction between a life of struggle and a life of freedom. The world doesn't pay you for the hours you put in. It pays you for the value you create. And that's the mindset successful people always hold on to. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you the mindset of valuing yourself based on your true worth. The core message I want to leave with you is this: the smartest investment you can ever make is investing in yourself. A perspective that could completely transform your career, your finances, and your life. Welcome to Different Thinking, the channel where I bring you life philosophies and real-world lessons to help you break free from the cycle of struggle, build freedom, and create lasting happiness. If what I share resonates with you, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the upcoming lessons. And before we dive in, I want you to pause for a moment and answer this question. If you could choose, how would you live? A. Work harder, exhaust yourself, but never really get ahead. Or B. Work smarter, create more value, and get paid what you truly deserve. Drop your answer in the comments, A or B. When it comes to money, most of us think, if you want more, you have to work more. Many believe that the more hours you put in, the harder you grind, the richer you'll get. But the harsh truth is, the more you work without changing your mindset, the more trapped you become in the cycle of work more, get exhausted, yet earn almost the same. The world doesn't pay you for what you do, it pays you for the value you bring. Some people work less but earn 10, even 100 times more than those who work tirelessly. Why? Because they know how to price themselves, how to turn their skills, knowledge, products, or services into something others deeply desire. Think about two stores selling the same product. One sells cheap but is always empty. The other sells at a much higher price but is packed with customers. The difference isn't in the product, it's in the value that comes with it. A simple example: the same shirt. At the market, it may cost just a few dollars. But in a brand name store, with beautiful space, attentive staff, and a clear return policy, the price suddenly multiplies. The buyer isn't just paying for the shirt, they're paying for peace of mind, for the boost in self-image. That's why, instead of asking, how many more hours do I need to work to earn more money? Ask yourself, how can I increase my value so I get paid more for the same hour of work? This is the core mindset to break free from chasing a paycheck. If you keep working more without increasing value, you're just selling yourself cheap. But if you learn to make your work, your product, or your skills more valuable, you'll see money naturally flowing your way. So, what will you choose? A life buried in endless work without much progress? Or a life where you know how to price yourself, where every hour you work is worth it and creates freedom? If you think price is just a number on a product, that's the biggest trap in both business and life. Price is never just $10, $20, or $100. Price is the story, the journey a customer goes through before they decide to open their wallet. Once you understand this, you'll see that the greatest secret to increasing your income is not in cutting prices to compete. It's in creating an experience so powerful that customers feel every dollar they spend is completely worth it. Imagine the customer's journey as 3 stages. Before the sale, this is when they hear about you, see you, or form their first impression. A helpful tip, a professional image, or a consistent brand is enough to plant trust in their minds. During the sale, this is when they touch the product, experience the service, or interact with you. A smile, thoughtful advice, a respectful attitude, all those small details can determine whether the customer pays or walks away. After the sale, most sellers stop here. But in reality, this is the stage that keeps customers coming back. A follow-up call, a thank you note, or sincere aftercare. These are what turn a one-time buyer into a loyal customer. These three stages combined make up the process pricing formula. When you create value before, during, and after the sale, customers stop asking, "How much is it?" Instead, they start asking, "When can I get it?" Ask yourself, do you want to be the cheapest seller on the street? Always afraid of being abandoned? Or do you want to be the most trusted seller? The one customers are willing to pay extra just to experience? That's the difference between being led by money and making money chase after you. To see the power of process pricing more clearly, let's compare a familiar example: Starbucks versus a sidewalk coffee shop. The same iced coffee, at its core just roasted beans, hot water, milk, sugar, and ice. But why does it cost less than $1 on the street? While at Starbucks it can be $3, $5, or even more. The answer lies in the added value. Starbucks doesn't just sell coffee, they sell an experience across all three stages: before, during, and after the sale. Before the sale, they choose prime locations, right in city centers. Easy to find. Their green logo and consistent brand design create anticipation even before you step inside. During the sale, customers are greeted with a smile. Their names written on the cup. Cool air, soft music, seating designed for studying, working, or chatting. A cup of coffee becomes an experience, not just a drink. After the sale, the experience still isn't over. When customers walk out with a Starbucks cup, that logo becomes a silent statement about lifestyle. It makes them feel confident, stylish, like they belong to a certain community. That feeling keeps them coming back again and again. Meanwhile, the sidewalk cafe also sells coffee, sometimes even stronger in flavor. But before the sale, it's just a plastic table on the corner. During the sale, coffee is served in a simple old glass. After the sale, the experience ends the moment you walk away. No one remembers your name. No one makes you feel special. That's why, even though it's much cheaper, the sidewalk cafe is always compared and bargained down. While Starbucks, despite charging 4 to 5 times more, is packed with customers every day. The lesson here is crystal clear. Customers are not loyal to cheap prices, they're loyal to value. When value is strong enough, price is just the surface. Today is the age of e-commerce and social media. Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop, Facebook, YouTube. Millions of people sell online every day. But have you noticed that not everyone who live streams actually makes sales? Some people turn on the camera, talk for an hour, and don't get a single order. Meanwhile, others appear for just a few minutes and close hundreds of sales. What creates such a massive difference? The answer is still value. One side is just selling products, while the other sells an entire system of value. And anyone can do this, even you, if you know how to create value before, during, and after the sale. Before the sale, don't just post product photos and ask, "Who wants to buy?" Plant trust first. For example, if you sell cosmetics, make videos teaching proper skincare, how to spot fake products, or how to choose items for different skin types. When you consistently share knowledge, customers naturally see you as knowledgeable and trustworthy. During the sale, make customers feel comfortable, not pressured. Buyers today are sharp. They hate feeling pushed. Create a conversational atmosphere. Answer questions sincerely. Present your product honestly. When customers sense authenticity, they open their wallets more easily. After the sale, this is where many sellers drop the ball. But this stage is what turns one-time buyers into loyal fans. A thank you message, a discount voucher for next time, a quick check-in to see if they're satisfied. These small gestures make customers remember you long-term. You don't need a huge budget or a giant company. With sincerity and creativity, you can create value far beyond the product itself. And when the value is strong enough, you don't need to slash prices to compete. Customers will still choose you. To understand this better, let's look at a very ordinary example: food delivery. A bowl of beef noodle soup on the street might cost $2. But when you order it through GrabFood, DoorDash, or Uber Eats, it often costs more, yet you're still happy to pay. Why is that? Because you're not just buying the food. You're buying convenience. A few taps on your phone and it's at your door. You're buying time. No need to go out or wait in line. You're buying safety, even in the rain. Someone delivers it to you. And most importantly, You're buying the feeling of being smart when you use a discount code. When you feel like you got a deal, that feeling satisfies you and makes you come back again. This shows us customers aren't loyal to cheap prices, they're loyal to the value they receive. People may try a place once because it's cheap, but they return again and again because the value goes beyond the money they spent. The same is true at work. A programmer may write code like everyone else, but if he knows how to understand clients and design a user-friendly experience, he'll get paid many times more. A salesperson who doesn't just pitch products but listens and solves customer problems will advance faster than colleagues. A small shop that cares for customers sincerely can beat much larger competitors. So the important lesson is, life doesn't reward those who only do enough. Life rewards those who bring more value. The question is, are you selling just a product, just your time, or are you selling value and trust to your customers? One of the most common mistakes in business, and even in regular jobs, is falling into the trap of selling cheap to compete. Many think lowering their price will attract more customers, secure their job, or give them more opportunities. But the truth is, once you step into the race of who's cheaper, you will eventually lose, because out there will always be someone willing to do it cheaper than you, even for free. When you sell cheap, you don't just lose profit, you also send the unspoken message: I have nothing special to offer except being cheap. And that's the trap that keeps you forever compared and bargained down. Remember, customers don't just buy the product, they buy feelings, peace of mind, trust, and self-image. When you create those values, they stop caring how much more expensive you are compared to others. For example, there are small restaurants that never offer discounts, yet customers line up outside, not because it's cheap, but because of the experience and quality they deliver. On the other hand, some places constantly hang 50% off signs but remain empty, because they have no value besides being cheap. The same happens in your career. If you only compete by working more hours for less pay, you'll always be replaceable. But if you bring unique value, rare skills, professionalism, problem-solving ability, you'll always be valued and paid more. So, what's the only way to escape the selling cheap trap? It's to focus on raising your value. Don't ask, how can I cut my price to compete? Ask instead, how can I deserve a higher price? This is the mindset shift, from chasing customers with cheap prices, to creating value that makes customers chase after you. One of the most powerful mindsets you must embrace is this: don't sell products, sell trust. Products are just the excuse. What customers truly buy is the feeling you give them. Two phones may have the same specs, but people choose one store over another because they feel more trust there. The same applies to your career. You may share the same job title as many colleagues, but if you bring peace of mind and comfort to your clients or your boss, you immediately stand out. Remember, value doesn't only lie in the tangible product, it lies in the intangible experience. The way you communicate, the way you solve problems, the way you make others feel respected, all of these are value that can multiply your worth many times over. Don't see your job as just getting through the hours. Turn it into a process of creating value. When you walk into the office, you can choose: simply complete tasks, or find ways to make every action of yours improve the experience of customers and colleagues. People may forget the product you sold, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. That is trust, the most valuable invisible asset you can own. And once you sell trust, money becomes just a byproduct. Customers return and recommend you. Your boss values you, and your colleagues respect you. This is the highest level in both business and career. You no longer chase opportunities, opportunities chase you. At this point, I want you to pause and think carefully. Who holds the power to price your life? Your boss? Your customers? Or you yourself? The truth is, that power has never been in someone else's hands. It has always been in the way you create value. When you choose to sell cheap, you put yourself in a weak position. When you increase value, you reclaim the power of pricing. Imagine this: two people in the same job. One does only what's required, clocking in and out. The other proactively solves problems, contributes ideas, and creates a better experience for customers. Who will be paid more? When you focus on value, you're no longer tied to the number of hours you work. You can earn more without exhausting yourself. You shift from selling time to selling value. That's the difference between someone who barely survives their whole life and someone who creates financial freedom, career growth, and a more meaningful life. Remember, the world doesn't reward you for how much you do. It rewards you for the value you leave behind. If you want to change your income, you must change the value you bring. So starting today, ask yourself a new question. How can I make each day, each task, each action I take create more value for others? Because when you focus on value, money will find its way to you. And more importantly, you'll find true freedom, the freedom to live a meaningful life. Not just to exist. My friend, we've walked a long journey together. From the question of why so many work tirelessly yet remain poor, to the secret of the wealthy, they don't sell time, they sell value. We've seen the process pricing formula, before the sale, during the sale, and after the sale. We've seen how Starbucks can charge 5 times more than a street cafe and still be packed. We've seen how an online shop can succeed by planting trust and caring for customers sincerely. It all leads to one truth: value comes first. Money only follows. When you sell value, customers stop asking, "How much is it?" and start asking, "When can I get it?" So stop selling cheap just to survive. Start selling value to thrive. Stop doing only enough, and start doing more for others so you deserve greater income and a better life. Finally, I want to ask you once more, do you want to be priced by the hours you put in? Or by the value you create? If you choose value, you've chosen a different life. And that is the path to true freedom. If what I've shared resonates with you, support different thinking by subscribing, turning on notifications, and leaving a comment. What do you choose for yourself? Hours worked or value created? I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring mindsets that can transform your life.